Happy Tuesday. This is going to be a different type of story I normally cover. I am kind of slightly interested in smart homes and technology in general. I just don't personally think I am going to get a smart home, mainly because Amazon just told me to never get a smart home. What am I talking about? Pretty sure you already know. This is a story by the Daily Mail. Amazon shuts down customer smart home for a week after delivery driver claims he heard a racist slur through Ring doorbell even though no one was home. This is ESG type of behavior from Amazon to compel you to not be racist or compel you to not be transphobic or homophobic. I mean, this is what they're doing. I mean, this is proof. So, no investigation just automatically shuts down your smart house. You're unable to get in because you're perceived to be racist. Brandon Jackson of Baltimore, Maryland came home on May 25th to find that he's been locked out of his Amazon Echo. When he contacted the Amazon executive, he was told a delivery driver had reported hearing racial slurs from his doorbell and was under investigation. 6 days later, he would gain access to his accounts again without an explanation from Amazon. Anytime you have something that phones home, you don't own that product. You don't own that service. That is a pay as you go, and they own you. Going also back to the World Economic Forum, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy as well. Amazon reportedly shut down a customer's smart home after a delivery driver claimed he heard a racial slur coming through the doorbell even though no one was home. Here's the thing is no one was home, according to the story. Brandon Jackson of Baltimore, Maryland came home on May 25th to find out that he had been locked out of his Amazon Echo, which many devices, including his lights, are connected to. He would later learn that Amazon locked him out of his account after a delivery driver dropped off a package the day before. Jackson, an engineer at Microsoft, said that everything seemed fine after the package arrived at his home. They initially thought he was locked out because someone tried to access my account, repeatedly triggering a lockout. But none of that was true. A representative directed him to an email he received from an executive that provided a phone number to call. When he called the number, he was told that in somewhat accusatory tone that a driver reported receiving a racist remark from his doorbell. And who cares? No, seriously, who cares? This is Maryland. Maryland is part of the United States. We have a freedom of speech. If he wants to say racist remarks, he's able to do that. Amazon can't come in and police him. Like I said, keep in mind if you have a smart home, you don't really own the services now unless you have control of everything. If you are the server that's housing your smartphone, it really doesn't really matter. If you have direct control over everything, not going through a service, but you own the software or license to the software that controls everything, this won't be an issue. But most people don't know how to set that up, so they go through Amazon Echo or another online smart service. The incident left me a house full of unresponsive devices, silent Alexa, and a lot of questions, he wrote on Medium. Wait a minute, this is Brandon Jackson, Baltimore, Maryland, came home. So he's black, so he can't be racist. If I'm going through the stupid Olympics of racism, black people cannot be racist because they have no power. Since they have no power, they cannot be racist because racist is power and bigotry and a few other things. Let's see here. Jackson, who is black, said most of his neighborhood and delivery drivers are also African American and would be highly unlikely that we would make such remarks. First, when I asked what time the alleged incident occurred, I realized it was practically impossible for anyone to be in my house that made those comments, as nobody was home around the time. It's approximately 6:05 p.m., he wrote. After reviewing the doorbell footage, he learned that the device had given an automatic reply saying, "Excuse me, can I help you?" I guess that's racist now. Can we can't ask people that come to our door, is that racist now? I don't know. I'm asking this question because I don't know the rules anymore. It used to be the golden rule: treat everyone the way you want to be treated, give everyone a little bit of respect, and everyone's happy. But it seems like we can't say, "Excuse me, can I help you?" If that's racist, then we need to stop saying it. I mean, clearly. He also said the video showed that the driver was wearing headphones during the interaction. I must have misinterpreted the message. The next day, he was completely locked out of his account and was rendered unusable during their internal investigation. See, this is the issue. Now, if you have an investigation, you're innocent until proven guilty. Now, this is the court of law. This is a private company, but you still think that they're in America. Private companies still will have to follow one of our bedrock legal, one of the greatest legal things that we've come up with, which is innocent until proven guilty. Baltimore native claimed that he sent over video evidence to Amazon and didn't hear back for days. And when he did, he was told that it would take 2 business days to resolve. It wasn't until 6 days later he regained access to his account with no follow-up email to inform me that the resolution, which led me to question my relationship with Amazon. I don't blame you. Anybody else out there that has a smart home or smart devices that connect through a third-party app or service, you might want to question your relationship with them. After nearly a decade of loyalty, I've been given a harsh reminder that a misunderstanding can lead to a drastic measure. It seems more reasonable to handle such issues with more compartmentalization way rather than a blanket shutdown of all services. Due to this experience, I'm seriously considering discontinuing my use of Amazon Echo devices and will cautious other about the incident. University of Maryland graduate said that he's now considering using a Raspberry Pi devices rather than those connected to Amazon. Daily Mail has reached out to Amazon and Jackson for comments. Amazon are not the courts imposing the arbitrary confiscation of function of his legally owned property for a crime based on hearsay without following any due process breaks at least the Fifth, the Sixth, and the Eighth Amendment. They can refuse future service, but they cannot steal back services that he has already paid for full. Disagree. There's legal precedents. There's a Parler that was kicked off of Amazon before their contract was up. So there's legal precedents there. I don't know if that legal case is going still or not. This is a brief look at the future. One of those smartphones or devices hears you utter any phrase or comment that deviates from the left-wing political autocracy. You can expect to find yourself locked out of all services and your banking canceled instantly. Jokes will be monitored. Private conversation will be recorded. It will be mandatory to keep them on. Big Brother arriving in its entirety. Let's make 1984 fiction again. Clearly, Amazon has too much power over this man's life. I agree. You give up your security or your privacy when you do an Amazon Echo, when you do these devices that are listening. I mean, I know your cell phone will probably be listening if you have the assistant turned on. This is why I don't have an Amazon Echo. This is why I don't have an iffy doorbell or another type of doorbell, a Ring doorbell. because they have too much access to my life already. I mean, Alexa can be a lifeline, but they shouldn't be allowed to do this. I've fallen a few times, can't get up off the floor anymore. I use Alexa to communicate with my kids. If I'm not near my phone, I have severe asthma and I'm trying to get to my phone to make my breathing bad, but it happens. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I can't read that. Yeah, no, nothing but my phone and TV are smart in my house, and I'm having to rethink about those things too. Next phone I buy might be one of those folding phones, flip phone. Going back to the old school days. I'm glad I live in a stupid house. The only expectations are Fire TV, which you usually switch off so Alexia can't hear me, and a TV remote. Why do you need everything to be controlled remotely? Is going up to turn on a light or check on a refrigerator too much for you? Patel? Some delivery drivers just don't like having a CCTV watching them deliver stuff or not. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely an interesting story, and I don't know how true it is. It's just one person's remark. Let's see here. Let's see here. Tell of an unwanted disruption of my week with Amazon. Hey, this is really long. Pretty much rehashing the same thing as was said. But yeah, I mean, don't get a smart house. Don't get a smart home unless you control everything. If you could go buy a Raspberry Pi or build a computer that you have direct control over it, then a smart home would be for you. But if you're using services like Amazon Echo or Ring Doorbell, you're at at their mercy, which is a shame. With that being said, that is my video for today. Hopefully, you reconsider your smart devices. As a cautionary tale of Brandon Jackson from Baltimore, Maryland. With that being said, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.